Wow. Some of you maybe start to getting a lot of attention and actually become very popular. But I also see someone letting go of their ego to do so. So this is an energy of change. And I do see change for the better coming towards you. So like I see getting a lot of attention. This is an energy for myself. It is about planning, preparing for success, hoping for the best by letting go of the ego. Okay? Letting go of that ego. But like I say, somebody here, I feel, there's some positive change here. I like this because I feel like this is moving you towards success. Look at that 10 of Pentacles here. So it's an energy of stability, a house, a home, family, and security. Something long-term. Yeah, we have a single person here. See, someone who has everything they need. So I do see some of you, if you start getting out, I feel you'll get some attention here. You might even become very popular. But letting go of pride and ego. It's not yourself, it's someone else. Yeah, you got the Knight of Swords here. See some Aquarius energy, some Sag energy here. So some of you could actually be just kind of moving on, breaking free from a situation here too, for some of you. But like I say, the star, it's someone's hopes and dreams. And I feel we have a person here who's kind of thinking things through. So someone here their ego or pride may have gotten in the way. They may have kind of rushed in and out of a situation here. But you can see this is somebody here kind of rethinking this situation, feeling a little more decisive. And I feel originally they were, but it's often a person who kind of gets in their head a little bit, and it's a person who's in a hurry here too, because there's somebody here I feel finding out you're single. You're maybe getting a lot of attention, but I feel that whoever it is needs to let go of let go a little bit of that pride and ego here. So there's something to do with that energy for this person. We'll see what is making this person feel that way. Going to pull out where it is. There we are. So let's have a look at the world. There we go. Yeah, see, it starts out with someone being very curious. So this is an energy of someone learning. They want to learn something. Now, this is often a person who kind of keeps some things to themselves and chooses their words wisely. Yeah, there it is. It has to do with someone dating, courting, asking someone out, but their pride maybe got in the way here. So this is someone who knows too. And I feel for yourself, this situation probably didn't serve, but I feel it's more than likely themselves, because I do feel they were curious. They kind of come in this way and then kind of change their mind. And it's not because they weren't interested. Definitely not. It's their ego. Yes. Yeah, this could be someone who felt they didn't, couldn't provide, give you something that you wanted. But I feel they're releasing this because this has to do with this person's hopes and dreams. And it is you knowing your worth and your value. Look at that. See, putting on the brakes. This is an energy of someone putting on the brakes and now taking another look. So this is somebody here possibly finding out you're still single. But I feel like, like I say, I don't know if you already had a date with this person. Maybe they came, picked you up, then they somehow just put on the brakes. Yeah, I don't know if their emotions got out of control or what happened here, but I feel as though this is a person who really needs it. Whatever happened, the situation didn't serve them here. Okay, and I do feel, like I say, pride, ego. I feel like they just, to me, when I see this, they felt they couldn't provide. Okay, felt like they couldn't provide or give you the attention that you wanted. Yeah, but like I say, they started off curious and they were, learning something here. But I do feel there's been some sort of change. Yeah, see? The change. Somebody here who's single. I feel this person's also still single. But, I do see someone here, dressing for success. See, it's where they're curious. They see that there's a single person. Someone dressed for success. They look single. So I feel they're putting on the brakes. They're taking another look. Yeah, someone's taken another look here. Look at that. So there was a little bit of confusion here. This is someone who, like I say, I feel there's things that they didn't know that they probably should have known, but didn't. It's curiosity. See, they kept a lot of their emotions to themselves. So I think this is a person who's a little bit, this actually goes here, is a little bit afraid here too, like that you may be getting attention from others. But I feel originally this is someone who just felt they couldn't provide, or, they just felt it wouldn't be successful. But I feel this person's now kind of planning, preparing here, letting go of their pride and ego. In other words, they need to come in a little more humble. Yeah. Cooperation, compromise, compatibility, the things you both have in common. Well, it looks like you're both successful. Okay, successful enough. You both have enough to take care of yourselves. So you come together and team up. This person's, looking at this, teaming up here. But there's things that this person didn't know that now they know. But I feel it was all a little bit of that fear here where, maybe that you're not interested in this person. Yeah, because some of you may have released this and kind of let this go. Yeah, but I'm going to tell you, someone's hopes and dreams here, trying something different. See, this is where something kind of felt off. There was confusion, things that this person didn't see. But and it could be yourself too, you felt something was off with this person. Something emotional, something deeply emotional happened here, because I see the Chariot, which is emotions, a Cancer energy. I mean, this is someone who I can see they want success. They're planning for success. They wanted it to be. And then suddenly they put on the brakes, unless it's yourself because you felt something was off. Maybe you felt they were keeping secrets or hiding something, but it was definitely something deeply emotional that was affecting this person. So, and I do feel this is someone tempering that. See, the pride, the ego. This is someone who does take great pride in, their vehicle, their home, what they do for a living, dressing for success, So you have some of these lovely things in common here. So they're actually looking at this as, what you bring to the table, and it's both of you. But yeah, I feel they're just tempering everything here and just kind of being patient. This is someone it's an energy of someone getting ready to, doing a little inner work, facing that fear. Yeah, I feel like this is someone who I feel just kind of got into their head a little bit here. Look at that, the Empress energy, something this person didn't know. See, some of you yourself too, kind of not really being the most emotional here. So it looks like there either was a date or they're coming in to ask you out. Tell me about the Chariot. Wow. Yeah, see, this is someone here now seeing the truth. They see the truth. Yeah, they're letting go of this energy. It has to do with control, feeling like they were losing control here. But I feel that putting on the brakes, taking another look and seeing the truth. They're having a little aha moment. Yeah, see, dress for success. I feel like this is someone who just wasn't seeing things. I feel that confusion, something deeply emotional affected this person. Tell me about the Temperance energy. This is someone who actually see what they didn't see. Now that they're seeing is an Empress energy. This person feels, now after a period of time, this first person feels a little bit like a fool. You see? Yeah, look at that. But it has to do with taking a risk. Now, this is the interesting thing. We have some heavy Sag energy. Now, whether they're a Sagittarius or Aries or whatever their energy is, it's generally someone who's very bold. And suddenly this person it's like they kind of just closed off a little bit here. But they're now in a hurry. There's things that this person wants to know. They want to know more. But those emotions, let me tell you, you're a bit of a mystery to this person too. And they want to discover those mysteries, you see. So the person's a little more than curious. But yeah, they're a little worried you might reject them or not be interested. You may have moved on here. Oh my goodness. So yeah, feeling a little bit like a fool, but they're reflecting on this. This person knows they need to this person generally is someone who is bold. They usually just go for it. So this is definitely a person who's not afraid of taking risks. I mean, this is anyone with a Sag energy is someone who will take risks. I mean, we know Sages are all full of adventure, so it has to do with this adventure. And I feel this is someone who's kind of, changing how they see this situation, how they see the feminine energy. But this is the Empress open. This is someone who's generally open, always open for new ideas, someone who's always open to talk, but it has to do with someone seeing this truth. Tell me more about the Ace of Swords. Yeah, the truth. Somebody here is very kind and compassionate. I feel that, it's an energy of forgiveness here. Often the Queen of Cups looks back on the past with kindness and compassion. But I feel there's some sort of truth. And it could be yourself finding some truth about this person as well. You may be the person, if you have Cancer in your chart, you could be the person who put on the brakes and having a little aha moment. But it's about putting on the brakes, taking another look. This person's taken another look. And maybe it's yourself. I mean, it could go that way. You can very well flip the energies, but someone's a little worried about rejection, but you can see the truth. They feel they've missed an opportunity. Yeah, I don't know what happened with this person, but like I say, it starts out curious, something that they want to learn, they want to know. Yeah, see, taking things. This is somebody who was at a crossroads possibly as well in their life. But it's about... I wonder if this is someone who just came apart from someone here. It's like two people going their separate ways. But the interesting thing is with the world, it's like, I feel like you keep crossing paths with this person at some point, where you keep crossing paths with them. I mean, it's possible this person's never asked you out, and this is what they want to do. And I do see that a possibility for some of you. But I feel this person's a little bit concerned about rejection. See, their pride and ego getting in the way. They want to offer you this cup. See, they want to ask you out. So I feel this is someone who's going to try to come back around and see if you're interested here. Yeah, look at that. See, it's about putting all their cups on the table here. Yeah, this is someone who's also now seeing the bigger picture too. Because I feel there's something here that this person's finding out, or you're finding out about them, the feminine. See, the Empress is always kind to compassion, always open for forgiveness and healing. But there is some sort of truth here. Now tell me about this Three of Pentacles. Oh, that Pisces energy wanted to come out. Where did it go? There it is. It flipped right over. Yeah, trusting your intuition, your inner knowing. I feel there's some things that you already know. Okay. See, it's an energy of someone just kind of keeping their feelings to themselves, trusting their intuition. Yeah, I feel this is somebody who's generally very bold here, but something felt a little bit off. And I do feel, and it very well could be yourself, like feeling something was off with this person. Something just wasn't right. But the interesting things with this change, you see this change? Something actually could be very right here. And I think this person just feels like a fool because it has to do with approaching you, connecting, coming together. But it could be possible someone had just, moved on from somebody here and they'd come apart, because it's like coming apart, going down separate paths. Very interesting. Tell me about this date. This is a person taking action to communicate. Yeah, so you can see they're very apprehensive here. They're looking at the details of the situation and taking another look. So there's apprehension, but it also has to do with this person, the way they communicate too, because it is all about communication here. Yeah, feeling apprehensive, but looking at the situation. Now, this could be the feminine energy and that feeling a little unsure, putting on the brakes. So just because there's a masculine energy here, it doesn't mean it's the masculine, but it's all about communicating in a way where their pride and ego's getting out of the way. It's like they don't want to say too much or say the wrong thing out of fear of rejection. So, yeah, I mean, it could even be both of you, just kind of both, putting on the brakes and taking another look with the Star, because the Star is all about someone's hopes and dreams. Now, it has to do with worth and value. It has to do with respect and self-respect here as well. So I feel this person has respect for you. I don't feel like that's an issue here, because I feel they wanted to talk or wanted to approach you and they kind of hesitated here. Yeah, they're taking a look, and it could be how something played out. I don't know if you went your separate ways, but I feel like it's an energy of change where you keep crossing paths. It's coming together. This person's actually very stable, so it could be where this person felt someone was chasing them because they were successful, so putting on the brakes. But the interesting thing with the world, if this person comes back around because of this energy, you may feel that way, or they think that you're going to feel that way. Because there is a successful feminine energy here, someone who has everything they need, enjoying the fruits of their labor, and so does this masculine. See, they are successful. This is somebody, I feel they're kind of looking at this and they're planning something here. There could be some sort of event or some kind of invitation. It's often a wedding, a festival, some sort of large gathering here. So they're kind of planning something. Yeah, this person's playing it safe. See, playing it safe, careful how they communicate what they say. Keeping a lot of those emotions to themselves. But like I say, this is somebody here, it has to do with, I feel like you're about to get something you want, because what's happened is they didn't really get what they wanted because of the way they communicated. Now, I don't know if it was during a date or after a date, or it hasn't happened. It's likely different for everyone. Tell me more about the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, it has to do with a cycle, timing, something to do with the timing. Whoever they are, they're in a hurry. It's an energy of not wanting someone to get away. But this is, we have the Empress here, open. Offers to opportunities, invitations, but they are a little worried about being rejected. I feel this person feels like a fool because now they've missed this opportunity. Some of you have moved on. You may actually have some sort of choice here to make. And they're looking at that. And it could be just their fears. The moon, see, confusion, illusion, fears. And I also see a little romanticizing. Maybe this person took you out on a date and it wasn't very romantic. Because I do see this as someone that maybe came and picked you up, took you out. I feel like you already kind of know. You're trusting your intuition. It's like you kind of know. The timing may have been off. But this cycle is over. Something has ended a cycle in someone's life. And now this is an energy of good luck and right timing. This person's in a hurry. It's like the time is now. They feel like they need to hurry up. Some of you have moved on, or they're just that fear that you're going to move on. Yeah, they want to build something here, you see. They want to build, but it takes two people. And it has to do with the things you have in common. Maybe you work together with this person at some point. I mean, they admire you. I feel there's a lot of adoration, but it's whether it's mutual, whether you both feel the same. They don't know. So they're a little confused about that. But what I see is a Queen of Cups looking at something here, looking at this. I feel like, it's trusting your own inner knowing here. I feel some of you too, like putting on the brakes yourself. Some of you, it's yourself. Feeling that, paying attention to the signs, the signals. Maybe the red flags were cautioning you, but it very well could be them, especially if they are successful and they're used to being chased. You see, people coming towards them for the wrong reasons, because there is a lot of hesitancy here. With that Page of Pentacles. This person wants to build, though. Like, I feel they've done some inner work. They've been doing a lot of, kind of thinking. But I do see this person, they never got what they wanted. And I'll tell you, they didn't give you something that you may have wanted here. Like I say, it could have been something being more romantic. Yeah, see, being stable. This is a really interesting energy because it's here twice. See, it's an energy of partnering up, coming together. See what you both bring to the table. It's an energy of recognition, recognizing something here. And that's the Six of Wands as well. See, somebody here's pride and ego got in the way. But it has to do with chasing. So now this person, because with the World here, there's change. Both of you have gone through some kind of change. And now if this person comes after you, chasing after you, they know, they're looking at this, thinking that you may not be interested anymore. You may feel how they did, you see? Yeah, very interesting energy, but it has to do with partnering up, stability. I feel this person now, they want to start something, but it's about putting in the effort. See, they didn't put in enough effort. I feel putting in more effort, building a foundation, giving someone more attention. Maybe they didn't give you enough attention, or they acted kind of, I don't know, maybe closed off, because that Page of Pentacles tells me someone quite hesitant. And it has to do with the way they were communicating, like they're asking you out. Maybe it's like, why? Why are you asking me out if you're, not feeling like you want this? So it's very interesting energy. They definitely were going through something, but yeah, they want to come in, put their best foot forward to start something. So there's some sort of truth here, some kind of truth coming out, everything being exposed. See, feeling a lot happier, high vibrational. There's definitely an attraction, but it's about getting something going. They need to take the lead. We have an Empress. The Empress isn't chasing. You're not chasing this person. And it's possible you're different than the usual type, something they didn't see before. So, yeah, so someone who clearly kind of got into their head, but they're rethinking this. They're looking at it now. So they want to get something going. They feel this very positive energy. But whether or not you've changed, you may have other opportunities, and that's what they don't know, things that they don't know. But there is a little bit of like confusion here as to how you felt, something maybe they just didn't see. But yeah, I'm going to tell you, this person, yeah, they want to talk to you. There's people talking, or this is just an energy of taking you out. I feel like you have other options here. Like I feel getting out. Some of you are open to new. And that's what I feel this person's fear is that you have someone new. They don't know. They may be talking to people, trying to find out. Yeah, they feel like they need to hurry up. Like hurry before somebody else comes in. Yeah, see, they need to be bold. It's an energy of just, I mean, they could be anyone, but it's about being bold, taking that opportunity, cooperating, compromising, going down this path. So it's an energy of this person this person generally is someone who's not afraid of taking that risk. You see, they're generally not ruled by their ego. So there's something this person's looking at and acknowledging. It could be the things you have in common. Maybe you have some mutual friends here. Someone's telling this person, hurry up, make a move. Take control of the situation. Yeah, they're taking a little pause, looking at things from a whole different perspective after a period of time here. They're seeing things different. But this is someone who's also putting their best foot forward, putting the shoe on the other foot, how the other person would feel. So I kind of like that energy. It shows a level of maturity, being able to see how the other person feels. Yeah, see, your hopes and dreams. There's mutual energy, mutual friends. But I feel that worry that you may not feel the same. But I feel this person needs to kind of release things that no longer serve. Something didn't serve this person, so they never really got what they wanted. But the reason is because they didn't give you what you wanted. You wanted something maybe more romantic here, you know? Interesting energy. I feel like they rushed in, rushed out, you see. Maybe feeling a little emotionally overwhelmed, or things are moving too fast. See, they're looking at how they would feel if someone did that to them. It could be someone telling them, giving advice, but we also know that the Empress is no pushover. See, wanting to know the truth. See, you're speaking truth. But I think someone's telling this person, giving advice, just tell them the truth. Speak the truth, whether it's yourself or advice. See, why they rushed in. See, there's an energy of why. Why somebody rushed in and out. Why did you ask somebody out if you were so apprehensive or you weren't into them? I think you already know. This person possibly had just moved on from someone or come apart. Two people going their separate ways. But I'm going to be honest here. Somebody here may have been a little unapproachable, so there may have been a little bit of that putting on the brakes, not sure if someone's even interested. But I feel this is someone at that crossroads, time in their life. The time wasn't right, but the time is now, because I see this moving on here. I see an energy of change and positive change for the better. So yeah, it definitely could be a crush. It's definitely a longing, someone longing for love. There's some reminiscing here too. We are in Mercury retrograde, so you get a lot of this reminiscing. See kind of what happened, what went wrong, the confusion, the romance here. See, this is like I feel someone here is just at an energy. They're not quite sure what to think, but I feel someone here is giving them advice, telling them. This is romance, giving a gift. It's about the opportunity. It's about starting it. So I really feel this person's going to come towards you. They need to kind of put themselves out there. And this is a person who doesn't really like putting themselves out there. Normally, I feel they would. They're generally bold, not afraid of taking a risk, because they want this. I mean, it's a King of Wands. This is someone very charming, I feel, and I feel like they're something about this made this person hesitant, and I feel they're now looking at this different, seeing things differently, because they're finding out some truth maybe from somebody else. Because you have some, I feel there's mutual friends, colleagues, maybe people that you work with. But I feel like you have a lot in common here. Yeah, see, something about ending. A painful period in someone's life has ended. So it's over. Something you both maybe have in common. Yeah, but you can see someone rising like the phoenix from the ashes. And there's that King of Wands looking at this, just kind of calming down and looking at this situation different. They are stable. This is someone who's grounded themselves, and they're looking into the future, because the King of Pentacles is very much like the Queen of Pentacles, someone who just kind of grounds down, looks at the details in the situation, and asking themselves, do I see myself with this person? And I'm going to tell you, yes, nothing would make this person happier. So, and everyone's situation could be different. I mean, this could be someone you knew when you're young. I know a lot of people connect with people from their past during a Mercury retrograde, but I feel this has to do with someone, giving a gift, planting that seed, giving someone a gift. Maybe you tried to show this person you like them. They're reminiscing. Maybe you gave them something to show them you like them, but didn't say much. So pretty interesting, but yeah, it's a painful period in someone's life over. A cycle's ending, a new cycle beginning. So I do see this energy of moving forward. Yeah, both of you two people longing for love here. It could be just a crush that kind of didn't really go anywhere. This is what I feel here, because something had just ended. Now we have this energy of going down this path, teaming up. And I do see friends and family, people. I think this person would be proud to introduce you to their family and their friends. But I feel like you have mutual friends already. So there's common energy, common ground here. But they're also seeing, this is two people looking what each other brings to the table. There's a lot of skills. You have an Empress. Empress is very creative, someone with a lot of skills here. Somebody who makes a good partner. But this is about two people coming together, building each other up. So there's something building. It's almost like this anticipation. See, justice is in your favor. They see you as just right here. But I see harmony. I see harmony between two people. And it could be, like I say, people even talking here. This is a nice energy, actually. Yeah, see, taking it to another level. But it's both people at a crossroads, a time in your life. You see, where it's time to make some sort of choice and decision. So some of you may have two people, and I feel that's what they're looking at. You may have moved on. You may have other opportunities. The Empress is always open to offers, opportunities, ideas, and definitely invitations and, gatherings here. So this is really, really nice. Yeah, very nice. I feel this person kind of sees you as someone who's kind of outgoing and creative, someone with a lot of skills. So I feel it's like they have a whole different picture of this, because there's some sort of enlightenment, because that's that Page of Wands energy of looking at how the other person feels. See, doing some introspection and seeing some kind of truth, seeing things in a different light after things kind of calm down, because something painful happened here. Yeah. And I do see stability. I feel like you're both stable, but it's about partnering up. It's whether, it's this energy of long term, two people who work together as a team through thick and thin. So it has to do with long term, some sort of long term commitment here. So I really like this. So I wish you guys the best here. And I do feel there is this energy of looking at things differently after a period of time. And I feel it's asking both of you to take this pause and to take a look. Put the shoe on the other foot, how the other person feels. Especially if you've both been through painful endings, because it has to do with this mutual understanding. Okay? So it feels actually really positive, but it's up to the feminine here, I feel, whether you reject this person if you're still interested. Some of you may not be too sure, but I feel the biggest problem is this person's a little worried you might reject them, or you've moved on and you're not. I feel it's just confusion about whether you're really interested. And that could be how it played out, but you can see after a period of time, they're kind of like, okay. I see what happened here. I get it. Yeah, they need to put more effort in too. So they maybe didn't put enough effort into something. A lot of focus on work too. Maybe they work too much. I mean, it could be a relationship they had that ended because they didn't give the person enough attention. It's very possible. So, like I say, there could be something that's needing to be learned here from this person, because that is the Page of Swords, somebody who wants to learn. They want to know, a person who's very curious. So I'm wishing you guys the best here. I feel this is someone who knows too. See, they're looking. Something ended painfully because they didn't put in enough effort. And we know the Queen of Cups is often someone who sacrifices, you know, and sometimes even their own success, their own financial stability to give, to nurture and care for someone. And then this person maybe, you know, didn't give enough attention. So if it's not yourself, there could be that person here. Like I say, it could be a person looking at this, you know, realizing it's kind of their own fault here, that they're coming in, they want to build. So yeah, they want to partner up here, but they're really, really looking at this, and they have to face that fear. They got to, with that Fool energy, it's about taking a risk and pushing through the fear of rejection, that you might moved on, that you're not interested. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of emotional energy with this person. This is someone who sometimes is very happy on the outside, not always, you know, happy on the inside. So, but it is a high vibrational energy. There's definitely attraction, and they do want to start something. And whatever it is that's happened between you, they're thinking happy thoughts. So, okay, no worries there. So take care, and we'll see you soon.